What's going on, everybody? How are you guys doing tonight? I just wanted to do a little catch-up video. It's been almost a week since I was on. We had a natural disaster here where we live at. Multiple tornadoes touched down, and it was a severe storm that didn't, at least where we were at when it actually was happening, it lasted maybe, I don't know, a few minutes. It lasted a prolonged period, but the really severe part for us only lasted a few minutes, at least where we were at. But a few minutes was enough. It knocked down tons of power lines and poles and trees into houses and everything, and we were without power from Tuesday until Saturday. So, yeah, the longest stretch of having no power in my entire life. Kind of crazy, I think, for a lot of us. But anyway, power's back on, and everything is returning to normal. So, yeah, I'm on my third book now, in the little library. I made a video about what I'm doing with some of my books, putting them in the little libraries. I've been able to keep up with that pretty good. So I'd say within the past 2 weeks, week and a half, I've put 3 books in there so far. So that's been pretty good. I thought I gave myself kind of like a leeway of like 2 weeks to 4 weeks because I just didn't know how soon I would be able to get books to put them out. But people are picking them up quick. The most recent one I put in there, somebody grabbed it within like 5 to 10 minutes right after, and they messaged me about it. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, people are getting their hands on the book, and it's awesome. My wife and I, we actually went driving one day, and we looked for like the little libraries, and I've seen some in passing, but unfortunately we were doing other stuff, and it's just been a really busy week with everything going on, and barely any sleep, and just back and forth with the hotel, and back here at home, and to make sure things are running smooth, even without the power, with the dogs and everything. But we did go looking one day, and then all I could find was, besides the one that I'm using right now, all we could find were like these little like blessing boxes at the churches, and I thought about leaving the book in there. I don't know. Everybody had like food in there, like canned goods and stuff, and I don't know. I didn't know if it was appropriate or not to like leave my book in there, because I think that would be cool for somebody to be able to get, but at the same time, like, I think those are, designed for like people in need that need food. So I don't know. I'm just gonna stick to little libraries for now, and if I see somebody from the church, or if I run into something like that, I'm gonna put my book in if they think it's cool. So yeah, so that's going good. Like I said, power's back on. That's good. Everything's running smooth. Work is good. Everything's really good right now. I've had some good ideas recently for book 2 in the Wisteria series. I'm still chipping away at that. I said in a few videos ago, I've been having a tough time coming up with the story in its entirety. I thought the story was going to go in one direction, and I had to pull back off of that, and then it kind of led me to a different direction, and then it's just leading into different directions now. And I don't know. I'm just Wisteria. The basics of the story I was able to get down on paper, and I do have the basics of the sequel written down on paper. And when I wrote Wisteria, I I just had to go through the motions. And I think I'm almost getting a little impatient with myself in the process, because now that I have my first book out, I kind of, I'm excited to get the second one out, but I need to really pull back off that mentality of almost rushing, and really pull back and take a breath and give myself the grace and leeway to write a really great follow-up, and take my time doing so. Like I said, I've said in previous videos, I do have, whether or not these actually end up becoming chapters or not, but so far I have 15 chapters written for the sequel with a ton of different notes. I actually have, over the past few weeks, I've actually filled up an entire notebook full of ideas, and then another notebook full of ideas. So it could just be words, it could be sentences, scenarios, pieces of dialogue. My process of writing is just very different. Maybe it's like this for everybody. But it's just completely unorganized and just in complete disarray. At least with this one. I think I'm really going to try, when it comes to the third book, I'm really going to try to be more organized with it. So I have so many notes that I need to look through now. But it's almost like I'm flushing all of this stuff out, because a lot of this stuff it becomes the same thing over and over and over. It just might have a little bit of a different scenario here or something, but it's a lot of the same regurgitated stuff, just in different ways of saying it, and maybe something's longer, something shorter. But it's like I need to go through this like process of like, getting it all out, and find the story that way. Yeah, that's what I did with Wisteria. It took a while to come up with that story in its entirety, for that very first draft. And once you got that first draft, it's you're really on your way to completing your manuscript. And I'm on my way. It's taken a little bit more time than I guess I thought it would. But like I said, I just need to pull back and give myself the grace and leeway to tell a really good story and not be so focused on getting something out, So yeah, that's where I'm at with the sequel right now. And then you start, you start writing so many different ideas down that, so many ideas you might think sound really good, and you got to really figure out and hone in on what serves the story best. There's a few different scenarios that I have, and pieces of things that I have introduced currently that I don't know if I want to introduce it. And as the story plays out and I complete the story from beginning to end, I have to actually see certain things, and maybe I introduce it now, but it doesn't come up till like book 3 or book 4, and that's fine. But I just have to be able to finish what I start, and with some of my ideas, it's like opening like a Pandora's box. It's just this this limitless thing where it's like, well, if you introduce this, then you open up the door to this, and then you know what I mean. And it's as supernatural and imaginative as Wisteria is, it is also very grounded, and I want to keep that grounded feeling, definitely like a constant throughout the books. I don't ever want the books to feel like they're too far gone, And I think that's so far, I've talked with a lot of people now who have picked up the book, and a lot of them, they've loved the book, which has been awesome. It's been so good to hear. But they love the descriptive, way that I write, and they love that it's grounded and they can relate to it, but it's also something that really, piques their curiosity, and I want my books to, at least the series, to be able to stay sort of grounded. I don't want it to ever feel like that's like it's limiting me, but it needs to stay grounded with like emotion and at the heart of what, like, basically, like, what's at the heart of the story. There's all this stuff going on. There's going to be there's going to be adventure going on. There's going to be this introduced. There's going to be these characters, but what's at the really heart of the story? And that's what I'm really trying to get, like, figured out, with this book, because at the heart of the story, it doesn't come to like a conclusion with the scenario that I'm like posing, but it kind of gets wrapped up like pretty quickly within like, a few chapters. And yeah, I don't know. I'm working it out. And at the heart of the story is something that needs to be throughout the whole book. So I'm just working through that. But yeah, I got a ton more hardcover books, and then I have a shipment of 40. I want to say 47. I know it's a weird number, but Amazon is weird with that stuff. I had these gift cards that I used to purchase my stuff, and we got them when we signed up with our cell phones, and we didn't know what to spend our money on. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy a shitload of my book to give out. And so what I'm really hoping to do is get a jump start on having a bulk, like, order and stack of books, so I can maybe start to do shows. I would love to start doing shows. We have a lot of things like that go on in the Cleveland area, in Ohio area, like Comic-Con shows, and we have some pretty amazing comic shops here and stuff like that. So so I would love to start doing something like that. I think I'm ready for that. I needed to. One thing I definitely need to do, and I keep forgetting to do this, is when I don't know if I've talked about this before, but when you have your work copyrighted with the Copyright Office, they want you to send a book to them in the mail within the first 90 days. And since my technical release day was June 2nd or June 3rd, whatever the hell it was on Amazon, I think I have about I have less than a month, but I need to send one of my hardcovers out to the Copyright Office. That's something I need to do. I'm not exactly sure why, but maybe it's so they can compare the copyright with the actual finished text or something, and maybe they send me a final certificate or something like that. I'm not sure. This is my first time doing it, so but yeah, I think it would be awesome to start doing shows and getting my books out there locally, and interacting and talking with people. I'm a very, I work in the hotel business, so I'm very hospitable with people, and I've really learned to hold a conversation. But I think holding a conversation in a hotel setting, in a work environment, is very different than holding a conversation about my own work and my own story. And I need to learn to become the salesman for my own stuff, you know, eh, the way that I am about like the hotel that I work at, and, you know, and the people there that are amazing. So we have a good crew there. But so I need to really get out in the public setting and start, doing that, and becoming better and practicing, um, selling my book and talking about it, you know. So I'm excited to do that. I'll definitely do some behind the scenes stuff, or even if it's just pictures for my very first time. I'll probably end up doing stuff that'll definitely go on my Instagram page. But when I do my first show, I will definitely post about it on YouTube and Instagram. Um, Obviously, which is cool. I have to really look into that and figure out exactly like when to take off work. Do I have to take off work? Can somebody watch my daughter? You know, that sort of thing. So it's a little bit more work than just taking the books and going. You know. So, but I think like I said, I think I'm ready for that. I think it's the kind of the high of getting my book out there, and the excitement, and, you know, the overall push to get everything out that first month. That's all kind of, everything is settled, and I'm getting like one order here or two orders here, or I'm, you know, putting them in the little libraries. I'm things are I was gonna say handleable. Is that even a word? Things are good. That's all I'll say. So I definitely want to start elevating what I do. And that was the little library idea I had, was like the next step to kind of get the book out there. And then I got that. So I'm going to start doing more locations for that. And then shows. I definitely want to start getting into some sort of show. And yeah. Excuse me. Um, um, what else we got going on? Just getting things back up and running after the power outages. It was power went off at home and at work at the same exact time, so it was pretty crazy. We were driving into different cities, to stay the night at somebody's house, and then we were driving back home to let the dogs out, feed the dogs, then going into work. And so, but, you know, the majority of people were actually really cool at the hotel. You know, no one really caused any issues or anything like that. I think they kind of understood. You know, when you start mentioning that tornadoes touchdown, I think people kind of like go, whoa, you know, like, oh, something really did happen, you know. So um, but yeah. Also, I did want to say thank you guys for all of the love and support on my last video. The tools I use, which is the relentless belief in oneself. That was the most latest video I did in that series, and you know, it's getting a lot of views and engagement, likes, and some comments too. And it's really cool when you guys comment, because then I can not only interact with you, but you know, yeah, I can interact with you guys. So I thought I was gonna like go somewhere with that, but no, it's to interact with you guys. But the one of the comments on the last video was saying like how like the video was like helping inspire this one guy, and so it was really cool, you know. So far those are really doing good, and it's cool to see that the words and that I'm saying in my videos can help people. You know, we're all in this together, as creatives especially. You know, we're very misunderstood people, I think, but not to each other. You know what I mean? Like it's like my one friend, he's you know, he's trying to start something, and he's talking about one of his family members that, you know, he was supposed to be committed to doing something with him, and, you know, of course he takes it seriously, but the cousin really doesn't. And so, you know, there's just people who don't who aren't taking it as serious. They're just not as involved, you know. So yeah. um what else do I got going on? I think this month's Be Goods product, I think it's going to be a bookmark pack. I'm working on new bookmarks, so we'll see how those turn out. I have two really cool ones. I want to make it obviously a pack of 3. So gotta figure out that third one. I think I know what I want to put on the third one. I just need to figure out the layout I want on the third one. I was doing like these really like thin bookmarks, like this long and like thin, and I was like, that just, it looked weird. I don't know. So anyway, what else is going on? My editor finally got her book. She lives in Canada, so her book took like forever to get there. So she wrote some really kind words to me in an email and reached out, you know, about the book. So that was really cool. Yeah. I don't know. I hope you guys are doing okay. Hope everyone's having a good week, especially if you're locally, or if you're local. I hope that your power's on and everything's going good. So, what else? I don't know, I can't remember if I mentioned this in another video. I am going to do a video. I don't have that specific pen on me. Do I? I don't think I do. But anyway, I'm gonna do a video about the tools I use, and it's gonna be about like writing instruments. And these are just some of them that I use, just different writing tools and instruments that I use: pens, pencils, highlighters, my favorite Papermate Flair medium felt tip, and then I'll probably talk about some of the tabletops as well that I make and also use. But that's probably gonna be my next video in the tools I use series. Is probably just talking about pens, have a little fun with it, and because it's fun talking about like what we use to create our stories with or draw with or whatever, you know. It's really cool. So I think I'm gonna leave the video here, guys. Like I said, it's my first video back after the power outage, and I'm just I'm really tired. I'm exhausted. And then we came home, I came home today from work, and then immediately did yard work, and there was branches everywhere, and just, I wasn't actually able to get in my garage. It was all electric, and well, that has me thinking of that I need to get into my garage when the power goes out, so I gotta figure that out. But so today was just like all night was just yard work and cleaning up and making sure everything was good and looked good. And trash days tomorrow, so I wanted to make sure all that stuff was getting out for trash, so it wasn't sitting in the yard another week. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the video here, guys. Hope you guys, thank you for bearing with me through this. I'm a little, I think you guys can tell I'm a little out of it, but that's okay. I hope that you guys have had a great week, and tomorrow's Monday. This video is going on 25 minutes. This video probably won't be up till sometime very early Monday morning. But you know, it's technically Sunday right now. It's just the video takes forever to upload to YouTube from my phone. So I'll say happy Monday, even though it's technically tomorrow. It's a brand new week. Let's get after it. If you're working on anything creative, let me know. Drop it in the comments below. Also, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, definitely follow me on Instagram. It's at jonathan.baumler. I always link it in the description below, too, in the little context area. I post a lot on there too. So I might post a video, once or twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, but on Instagram, I'm usually posting, I'd say anywhere from 4 to 5 times per week. And it's different type of content, it's pictures and it's family stuff, but it's also a little behind the scenes stuff. So you guys might like that if you like these videos. Excuse me. I hope you guys have a good week. It's Monday. Let's get after it. Let's have a good week.